not protest. It is organised, violent thuggery, and it has no place on our streets or online.
UK authorities are under increasing pressure to address the worst rioting in England in 13 years. The unrest linked to child murders and involving far-right agitators has flared up across the country. Misinformation about a mass stabbing that killed 3 young girls last week sparked unrest and clashes between anti-immigration, demonstrators, and police in multiple towns and cities. The riots erupted after false claims spread on social media that the suspect in the attack at a children's dance class in Southport was a radical Muslim migrant.
People in this country have a right to be safe, and yet we've seen Muslim communities targeted, attacks on mosques, other minority communities singled out, Nazi salutes in the street, attacks on the police, wanton violence alongside racist rhetoric. Be in no doubt, those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law.
Approximately 90 people were arrested as skirmishes erupted at far-right rallies in locations such as Liverpool, Manchester, Bristol, Blackpool, Hull, and Belfast in Northern Ireland. In several instances, rioters threw bricks, bottles, and flares at police, injuring several officers, looting and burning shops, and shouting anti-Islamic slurs as they clashed with counter-protesters. This is the worst violence England has experienced since the 2011 riots following the police killing of a mixed-race man in North London. The recent violence was fueled by false rumors on social media about the background of 17-year-old British-born suspect Axel Rocken Konna faces several counts of murder and attempted murder in connection with the attack at a Taylor Swift-themed dance party. Rack Cuban is accused of killing BB King 6, Elsie Stantham 7, and Alice da Silva Agia 9, and injuring another 10 people. Police attribute the violence to supporters and associated organizations of the English Defence League, an anti-Islam group founded 15 years ago whose supporters have ties to football hooliganism.
The police will be making arrests, individuals will be held on remand, charges will follow, and convictions will follow.
Get them out! Get them out! Get them out!
I'll tell you something.
And hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oi, oi. Oi, oi.
Those 2 British cunts again. Are you gonna riot here as well,
Yep.
or?
Fucking, I'll pull a fucking shank, bruv, and open you up.
Yeah. Shiv you with a shank. Shank you with a shiv.
I'll tell you something. One thing that they said right at the end of that introduction video there was they will find you, and each and every one participating will be punished. And do you know what? They ain't fucking lying. They will get all of them. You can't get away with nothing in this country, in the cities. It's so cameraed up that they will find you. I remember I was in London for the riots in London 13 years ago, as they mentioned there. I lived in London at the time, and I was literally working in a barber shop, and the police were coming down, banging on all the windows of the shop, saying, this is an Earl's Court, and they were in Fulham, down Fulham Way, and heading towards us, so that we should obviously close our shops and go, and as it turned out, it didn't come down Earl's Court Road. But it took years, but they got every single person pretty much that was there participating in them riots. They finally tracked them down and charged them. And that is one good thing. That when they say that, they fucking mean it.
Even easier now to find them.
Exactly. I mean...
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Those fuckers have been making a giant mess.
They're basically domestic terrorists. That's all they are.
Yeah.
They talk
Yeah.
about going after extremists, whether they're Muslim or not. But they themselves are extremists. They're just fascist. Well, they're domestic terrorists. And their head is conveniently on holiday at the moment, barking orders on the internet from Portugal or Spain or wherever the fuck that prick is.
It's
I do have a
crazy.
question for my fellow panelists who are from the UK. Would you think that this has anything to do with the major maladjustment? Oh, let me pull this up. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that screwed it all up. I need the
This one.
camera. Yeah. Yeah, for why they're a bit ornery.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah, Conservative, the blue one there, has made such a fuck up with this country and the lies and bollocks. I mean, they even have 3 prime ministers we didn't even fucking vote in. That's not democratic, and they're all full of shit. You know, a change was as good as a rest as far as we were concerned, and that's why Sir Keir Starmer, the head of Labour, is the new prime minister. Well, whether he'll last or not, it's only been a few weeks, and he hasn't done fuck all yet. He's made a lot of promises, but let's see if they come to fruition.
The thing
You
is,
can't do worse than the fucking last lot.
No.
Well, I wouldn't have thought because this has gone back long before this. The hooliganism side of Britain and the racist side of Britain, the fascists, they've always been about. I think this was the hot weather and obviously the killings of them poor girls. It's just an excuse for them to all band together and make a fuss. And are they fucking doing that, making a fuss?
Yeah, it's mob mentality, isn't it? Like,
yeah, that's all it is.
And that's such a big part of British culture with, as you mentioned, football hooliganism. You know, there is a very, very sort of tribal, you know, mentality, mob mentality in this country, more so than I seen elsewhere. And I've lived in different countries around the world, and we're known for it as well. I mean, there are other countries as bad, if not worse than us, certainly in football violence. But you know, it's put it this way. For instance, there are more, as they call it, protests happening tonight. 2 people that live in the same building as me. One of them, he is, you know, he does keep going on. It does bother him. He has got a problem with immigration. And so he's gone, and the lad that's gone with him really couldn't care less, but he's just gone along really just for the action, just to get involved in. I mean, things like that don't happen very often. You know, we very rarely do we have any kind of civil unrest in the UK. So any opportunity for some of these fucking idiots to just go out there and be a total fucking bellend, they snap it up. They snap it up, and they think they'll get away with it, and they fucking won't.
Yeah, and I think that's the same thing with football hooligans. Like they don't care about the football. They just want to stir shit.
Yeah, they just want to fight. Right. That's what it's all about, letting off steam. Well, that's once a week. Maybe a few clubs around Britain, they'll arrange a fight, and then if it doesn't work out, they'll arrange a straightener, as they call it, and they'll have it somewhere else on a different day. But that's only between, you know, autumn and spring. Through the winter months.
Yeah, well, we've had that here as well with like the bigger clubs. Ooh, hey Drusilla.
Hi,
oh, and there's
Drusilla.
I see a demon.
As well.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, over there.
We do have some video of an incident earlier this week with the hotel. And
Scary scenes out of the UK tonight as rioters trying to smash their way into a hotel housing immigrants and asylum seekers. The protesters are also attacking police in Rotherham, England, and trying to set 2 hotels on fire. The Prime Minister condemning the violence as the work of thugs.
People in this country have a right to be safe, and yet we've seen Muslim communities targeted, attacks on mosques, other minority communities singled out, Nazi salutes in the street. I won't shy away from calling it what it is: far-right thuggery.
Journalist Elliot Gotkin is joining us now from London. Elliot, at this point, what could bring the temperature down?
It's hard to see, really, Jessica, because let's not forget how this all started, which was with misinformation about the identity of the person that killed those 3 small girls at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in the seaside town of Southport near Liverpool in northwest England. So things do seem to have taken on a bit of a life of their own. We saw protests across cities in the UK on Saturday, and it was expected that there would be some more today on Sunday, but they really have degenerated into perhaps even more violence than we saw a day earlier. This is in Tamworth in this evening. This is just outside Birmingham, the UK's second city, where, as you say, the mob there tried to and succeeded in setting fire to a Holiday Inn Extra, which has been housing asylum seekers, people that have come to this country to try to get refugee status. And I suppose it's the timing is perhaps a little embarrassing for the local member of Parliament.
I just looked at that. Now, as far as that local member of parliament was Labour, and they did have something to say that they were talking about they wanted the immigration spread out, not just concentrated in one place.
Who's from Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour Party, when just last week she said in Parliament that the local people in Tamworth wanted their Holiday Inn back. They didn't want it to continue housing asylum seekers, and some of those people perhaps may have taken those words and taken matters into their own hands. And this just came a few hours after a mob also managed to set fire to a Holiday Inn Extra in Rotherham in the north of England, where also the fire was put out. Officers there with riot shields seemingly pinned against the wall of the hotel there as the rioters threw projectiles at them. They smashed their way into the hotel. They took out furniture and started hurling that at the officers as well. At least 10 officers have been injured. There have been there's something like 150 arrests after yesterday's violence. No doubt there have been many more today, and there's even reports that the government is going to have to draft in extra lawyers and have courts working kind of overnight to process the large number of people that are going to have to go through the legal system now after.
I tell you something, right?
I hope you got the video of the guy getting his arse chewed off by the police dog.
That sounds nice.
He was arrested. He was arrested, and up in court, he bawled like a fucking big baby. More sentence and I'm sorry, you fucking idiots.
I tell you something, right? It makes me laugh because it says, right, the locals are asking for a shit fucking hotel back in their own town that they won't ever fucking use.
Yeah.
So that's just fucking makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's a fucking travel lodge or fucking
Holiday Inn. Holiday Inns are like the Poundland, the fucking
in it
dollar store of hotels in Britain.
Exactly. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
And it's the locals who live in the town that are asking for it back. Fuck off.
West Side. West Side.
Hi, West Side.
Go on.
Hey, West Side girl.
Yo, West Side.
Now, in the backstage, you were talking about how these thugs were getting their orders from Thompson something or other, and Tommy Robertson.
he was the leader of the EDL. I don't know where he says he's not now, but he conveniently bought tickets to go abroad just before the kickoff of all these riots, and you can see him on his Twitter feeds and his Facebook feeds. Literally, the lists of the places to be attacked. He's literally giving them orders from a beach in Portugal or Spain. I can't remember where the prick's gone, but he's the biggest. Well, people, these fascists fucking adore him. They think, oh, he's the best thing since fucking. But he's not. He's nothing but a thug, a racist, who's literally has to have bodyguard with him now because of the death threats on. He is a domestic terrorist, and he's an organizer, instigator of all this. Well, not all of it. I mean, there's going to be a few chiefs that are barking out orders to people, because these sort of gangs and whatnot, they work in ranks. There's a ranking system here. They'll have a commander of it all who says, "Oh, we'll attack there, we'll do this, we'll do that," and then it kicks off, and they all do what they want anyway. They're just fucking idiots, just looking out for a fight. And as I said backstage, diversity across the world is what makes the world. It's a lot better with diversity, with these people here. And don't get me wrong, there are Muslim extremists, and they live here, but as they do all over the world. But they're not trying to take over Britain. These are just thuggish individuals who are just looking for a fight. That's all it is. That's all it'll ever be. Just racists.
There are these types in all, not all religion, but most, like certainly Christianity is a major religion with people that misinterpret the scripture, the religion, and I mean, I think it's the Christians have actually killed more people in the name of God than any other religion.
The extreme side of Christianity is just as thuggish and barbaric and nasty.
They were genocidal, fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, the ancient Egyptians. I mean, it was the Christians that basically destroyed their way of life.
Exactly.
It's gone on forever, and wherever there's going to be religion, there's always going to be, the people that the minority that are excessive, extreme, and it's never going to go away. So
When I was doing research on the history of the EDL, I noticed that a lot of the EDL's complaints about Islam could equally apply to a whole host of religions in the extremes. And here's just a short summary of the EDL. The English Defence League, EDL, believes that British society is under attack by Muslim extremists. Since 2009, the group has held what British media has routinely referred to as aggressive rallies across England. The EDL claims to stand for English rights, democracy, and rule of law. Concurrently, the group believes it is a leader in the struggle against global Islamification. The EDL equates illegal immigration with an invasion. It blames Muslim immigrants for importing a culture of terrorism into England and raping English women, a phenomenon that it has dubbed a rape jihad. The EDL believes that rape jihad is ingrained in Islamic religious texts and foundation. The EDL blames the broader Muslim community for a list of offenses, including denigration and oppression of women, organized sexual abuse of children, support of terrorism, female genital mutilation, honor killings, homophobia, racism, anti-Semitism, and intolerance of non-Muslims. And that can come from just about any religion.
Exactly.
The moral equivalence thereof.
Exactly. And for them to say about the EDL themselves to claim rape jihad is ingrained, that is them themselves misinterpreting religion, Islam, so it's not just the religious folk with misinterpreting their own religion. People that don't, Islam's a very complex, and you really can't read it until you can really read Arabic, because I've been told it doesn't properly translate to English. So these are statements coming from people that probably can't fucking read Arabic anyway, and certainly don't understand Islam, and for sure misinterpreting the religion in and of themselves. So yeah.
Well,
Enough to say.
and part of them probably doesn't even read English. So
yeah, true, yeah.
See, a lot of the Muslims I know are fucking brilliant. They terrified at the moment, but they're fucking brilliant people. They're really nice people. I'm not saying I don't know what they get up to behind closed door. I don't really care. But I'll class them as friends. I know them. They're nice enough, and they contribute to society, and the economy, definitely. I mean, they're not. They're not trying to, they're not being dodgy, or they got these little backhanders. I'm sure there are people like that.
Yeah, but even that don't really come to religion. That's just people, isn't it?
But there's also a lot of British people, English people that are converted to Muslimism.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a religion. I mean, I think sometimes, I think sometimes, people understand, obviously, when you think of religion, they think of Christianity. And then I think sometimes people don't always see Islam as a religion. They see it as something bigger than that. Something like, I mean, sometimes people, and this is quite common, will refer to someone as a Muslim just because they look Arabic. Oh yeah, I know.
Is of course ridiculous.
That guy might not be a Muslim. He may well be a Christian or non-religious, but because he's Arabic, he's referred to as a Muslim.
Well, don't forget, Muslimism or Islam is closer to the origin of where Christianity comes from than what Christianity say. Christianity is also a Middle Eastern religion. I mean, there was a guy here on holiday from Morocco, just because he had brown skin. He got the shit kicked out of him for no reason whatsoever. He was here on fucking holiday.
I mean, Islam. I mean, they acknowledge Jesus Christ. So
you mentioned a number of times in the Quran.
Yeah, exactly, and that's that just shows how closely intertwined those two, Christianity and Islam, are. How closely intertwined they are in many ways. I mean, there's been certainly been the wars, and you talk about the escapades. It's stupid.
At the end of the day,
the EDL was
what religion you support means nothing to your, is irrelevant to your geographical location. It really is, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's a little bit more history. England, in 2009 by Kevin Carroll and Stephen Christopher Yaxley Lennon, aka Tommy Robinson.
Yeah.
According to Robinson, the two men formed EDL in response to the threat of militant Islam. In 2011, EDL members joined vigilante patrols in southeast London and clashed with police. Matthew sounds like a wonderful group of people, and I'm being sarcastic. Collins of the British NGO Hope Not Hate told British media in 2013 that the EDL had become increasingly fascist in its protests and went from being concerned about extremism to them radicalizing themselves. A 2013 poll found that 61% of Britons believed that groups like the EDL made terrorism more likely. In October 2013, Robinson and Carroll quit the group, citing concerns of growing far-right extremism within the EDL. Robinson said he was persuaded to leave the group by the British anti-extremism think tank Quilliam, but later said that Quilliam paid him £2,000 a month to make the claim.
Yeah, he claims that he's left, but he's fucking still very much involved with the EDL. And for some reason, he is well respected, and I don't understand why. The guy is a terrorist, and anyone who does support him are basic racists with the same views as him. And no, I don't like Tommy Robinson. I think he's a cock. He's a trouble-causing fascist little prick. And if I wasn't in a wheelchair, go back 5 years, say, and I ever met him, I'd punch his fucking lights out. Really would. The guy's a bellend. Well, that's just me.
I thought the word bellend as you were chatting. I like that one, bellend.
Yeah, and I think like it's also quite stupid. Like as you said, like the Islam also acknowledges Jesus. The only difference is they say he's a prophet, not the son of God. Okay.
Yeah, Jesus
Like,
was a Christian
but-
prophet,
no, but-
and Muhammad was the Muslim prophet. There's no difference in the book.
Yeah, but then there is then there's all the Christian countries that like crawl up Israel's butt. The people that hate Jesus, like
The thing is,
I can parse that out. See, people who can say Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam have to exist for the fantasies of the Christians and ironically the Muslims, so that things will go bad for us and some douchebag will take advantage of us, and then somehow they'll get into paradise and all of us who can Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam will get fucked. So it's a predatory relationship, especially between the Christians, and it's a more adversarial relationship with the Muslims, but that's only over real estate, not necessarily prophecy.
do you know though, like to call Jesus a prophet is probably more closer to any truth, if there is, of Jesus, than to say that some woman was touched by fucking supreme being and then had to go home to her husband and say, yeah, I haven't shagged anyone, but I'm pregnant because I got touched by God and I'm having an immaculate conception. I mean, prophet sounds more...
well, may I correct you slightly?
Yes.
It was not a woman. It was a girl. 14, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But
what I believe happened in reality was the Romans were kicking a lot of Jewish doors back then, and because Joseph was a chippy, he was a carpenter. He had to go around. He was on 24-hour call out to fix all these doors. And Mary was getting bored, so she went to the local wine bar, got drunk, took her knickers off, went outside and got backscuttled by a stranger, realized she was pregnant, and then lied to Joseph to say, hey, I'm pregnant. By God.
We're getting a little bit off track.
Yeah, a little bit.
Twitter permanently banned Robinson in March 2018, reportedly because of violations of the company's hateful conduct policy. In May 2018, Robinson was sentenced to 13 months in prison for contempt of court after filming outside of a jury trial. The following month, thousands of far-right supporters of Robinson marched through London. British counter-extremism group Hope Not Hate claims that the EDL has suffered a lethargic and alcohol-fueled, almost comic collapse. Nonetheless, the group maintains its active social media presence and continues to stage demonstrations across the country. Robinson has continued to travel and speak around the United Kingdom and Ireland. In February 2023, Ireland's Gardaí police service noted it was maintaining a watching brief on Robinson during a visit to the country during anti-immigration protests.
Yeah, he was held in. He was due to speak in Canada as well, and he was held there for some reason unbeknownst to him. I think they were just. I think they were just checking his full background, why he was actually there, and that was not. That was only a few months ago.
He did notice that he was banned from Twitter, but guess who brought him back?
Oh, Musk,
Yes.
Elon Musk, yeah.
Social media has played a big role in fueling the anti-immigration riots engulfing towns and cities in the United Kingdom. And agitator-in-chief Elon Musk is not sitting on the sidelines. The Tesla chief executive and owner of X posted to the platform Sunday that civil war is inevitable in response to a post blaming the violent demonstrations on the effects of mass migration and open borders. On Monday, a spokesperson for the UK Prime Minister addressed Musk's comment, telling reporters there's no justification for that. Musk's decision to amplify the anti-immigration...
Just one second. What did they what was Musk called?
What was he called?
How did you call him?
A fucking clown.
I've got a few names for him.
Agitator-in-chief.
Agitator-in-chief, yes.
I love that. I just had to that. And yes, he's a fucking gun. But also, like, the more people rage about this on Twitter, the more money he makes.
Yeah, absolutely, of course, and he needs to, because he almost fucking bankrupted fucking Twitter, or X as it's called now.
No, monkey. As long as he names his child, we will name his website.
He has lost a lot of money because of the total recall of them fucking Cybertrucks of his.
Oh,
they're all shit. They've all got fucking problems. And there's
reporters.
Go on, carry on.
There's no justification for that. Musk's decision to amplify the anti-immigrant rhetoric highlights the role that false information spread online is playing in fomenting real-world violence, an issue of growing concern to the UK government, which vowed Tuesday to bring those responsible for the riots, as well as their online cheerleaders, to justice. Later on Tuesday, 28-year-old man in Leeds, Northern England, became the first person to be charged with using threatening words or behavior intending to stir up racial hatred online, according to the UK Crown Prosecution Service. The charges related to alleged Facebook posts, Nick Price, the director of legal services at the CPS, said in a statement.
Is that what's going on here? Is it skipping like a
you
record?
You want to keep going?
Yeah.
No, I stopped it for a minute.
Okay.
See if anyone had anything to say.
Well,
no, we've basically said all this anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, with Musk's saying that we're on the brink of civil war. I don't think he understands this country. That wouldn't happen here because no one's got the fucking backbone. They'll all have a fucking big mob and all that, but they still got to get up and go to work Monday, and that's what the English are like. Like civil war, fuck that! I got to go to work Monday morning.
I'm pretty sure the Civil War reference was to do with America.
Oh,
yeah,
because of what the stink that Trump, well, even Trump and his cronies have said. You know, it'll be bloody if he doesn't get in.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say it'll be a civil war. I'm going to say it'll be a civil war, but I reckon there'll be a bit of grief over there. You can see that coming.
Yeah.
And there'll be no civil war here. The police seem to manage most of it on their own. And you know, I don't think there's any chance of civil war. But when in America, yeah, you're going to have a couple of million
guns,
enthusiastic Trump supporters wanting to
with
kick off the
guns.
same as what these are. Yeah,
Well,
we've legally obtained guns as well. Well, I
and
don't think
also
it's
like
all of
nothing
it.
I don't think it's
like,
nothing that your army can't handle anyway.
no. What was that?
Yeah.
I forget the name of the geezer that tried to assassinate Trump. What was it? I forget his name. Anyway,
I don't know.
Say that again.
I don't know. I don't
No.
know.
The one that just give
It's
him
not
a fucking
important.
no, but
Yeah.
the one that give him an ear piercing. That one, just slightly off the cuff, off the record, off the fucking topic, off the subject, and out of here. But yeah, he borrowed one of his parents' guns. They had 20 fucking guns. Who needs 20 guns unless you plan on going to fucking war?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
I also think
It's
like
agitation.
but I also think like why in the UK it will not become a civil war is because it like there are pockets of people all through the country, and like if you have America, it's basically certain states have that point of view. Like they're much bigger groups in smaller places.
Also,
And
there's just not enough of these fascists to create a civil war, to be honest.
No, there might be a civil uprising and which get beaten down within a day.
Because most of the violence that you see are people, are basically like one group, or the odd group that are traveling to these places all around the country just to cause this aggro. Because they've been told to. They're a bit like Britain's MAGA. They fall for this nonsense.
Do you know what? I thought that not so long ago. I was going to say it's a little bit like Britain's MAGA.
Yeah, that's all it is. And the EDL is Britain's version of the Ku Klux Klan. It's just racists.
They are racists. They are racists. I mean, I've been a foreigner myself, in a handful of countries, and I've even been on the receiving end of the old "what the fuck are you doing in my country?" when I was in a small little town in Norway, and some pissed up Norwegian started to just sort of have a pop at me because I was in his country, and it wasn't nice. You know what I mean? Like that was the only time I ever experienced that. But like, I'm not likely to being an Englishman, but coming to or going to a country that's racist or has quite a sort of a racist portion or racist movement or whatever, must be quite scary, especially if you are an asylum seeker that's come from a war torn country, and then you're coming to somewhere, and then it's not ended for you. Okay, the risk of the war that you've left is gone, but you still, you and your family for sure, certainly if you've got a wife and children, it's still a risk, and can still, you can still be hell for them, and it's just fuck it. It's not on. Like we were saying earlier about, there's industry in the UK that wouldn't operate, wouldn't be able to survive without foreigners here doing jobs that English people would rather sign on and claim money from the state instead of getting off their arse and doing these jobs that people from Poland and whatnot come over and do happily. Law-abiding citizens, and pay their taxes.
Actually contribute to society.
Oh,
exactly, yeah.
Elon, you're showing your Americanism. Drusilla just sent me a screenshot of Musk tweets, and it's Europe is on the brink, appears to be heading for civil war. Europe is.
Well, Europe
appears
is
to be
massive hundreds of
civil war. So
How do you work that out? Well, we know he's shit. He's
Civil war is brewing. What's civil war?
But he got.
I think Monkey comes back.
He did get Trump to
yes.
say Trump now agrees with electric cars, doesn't he? So I'll give Elon Musk he basically debunked, Trump's fucking shark and battery story. That analogy was just fucking stupidest analogy you've ever fucking heard in your life. Well, that's Donald Trump for you, isn't it? But
but also for that,
like electric cars. Huh?
Yeah, but for that, like with the battery, like even like a car battery, even if you just touch it, it'll hurt like fucking hell, but it most likely will not electrocute you.
Yeah, that's why I said on Slim Stream last night. Whatever that story means, you are getting eaten by that shark, Trump. But he probably spit you out with your fucking stink. There you are.
Here's more.
Yeah.
Here's
but also
more
like
Elon shit.
Oh yeah, more Elon. Woohoo!
First mass stabbing targeting children in decades, and possibly ever, spread rapidly online and continued garnering views even after the police had set the record straight. According to the Institute for Strategic Dialogue, a think tank, by mid-afternoon on July 30th, the day after the attack, a false name circulated online for the alleged asylum seeker had received more than 30,000 mentions on X alone from more than 18,000 unique accounts. The false name attributed to the attacker was circulated organically, but also recommended to users by platform algorithms, the ISD said in a statement. Platforms therefore amplified misinformation to users who may not otherwise have been exposed, even after the police had confirmed the name was false. According to the UK government, bots, which it said could be linked to state-backed actors, may well have amplified the spread of false information. Connected to state-based backed actors like Russia.
It makes you laugh, like X and what they allow. Because I was in 24 hours Twitter jail just a couple of months back by saying to a flat earther who didn't believe in gravity, well, if you want to know how gravity works, go on a roof and jump off and see which way you go. And I got banned for that. So Elon Musk needs to get his priorities right. He can't be sarcastic or tongue-in-cheek about it to an idiot. But yet you can spout violence on that platform. I don't get it. A lot of shit that place is. Well, that's Elon Musk for you. Go on, carry on.
Tackling online criminality. Although social media companies have their own internal policies barring hate speech and incitement to violence from their platforms, they have long struggled to implement them. The problem has always been enforcement, Isabel Francis Wright, a technology expert at the ISD, told CNN. Particularly in times of crisis and conflict, when there is a huge groundswell of content, at which point their already fragile content moderation systems seem to fall apart. It does not help matters that Musk himself has promoted incendiary content on X, a platform that European regulators last month accused of misleading and deceiving users. If he can do it, why not others? For example, shortly after the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel and the ensuing outbreak of the war in Gaza, the self-declared, free speech absolutist publicly endorsed an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory popular among white supremacists. Musk later apologized for what he called his dumbest ever social media post. On his watch, X has also relaxed its content moderation policies and reinstated several previously blocked accounts. That includes far-right figureheads like Tommy Robinson, who has published a stream of posts stoking the UK protests while criticizing violent attacks. The UK
people like
plays.
Yeah, I was going to say, people. Go.
Yeah, it's absolutely
He
bollocks.
sets
Tommy
fires.
Robinson's actually instigating these attacks from using the likes of Twitter and his Facebook. It's been shown. But the government won't do anything about it. They don't see him as a domestic terrorist. He fucking is.
UK government this week.
Go on, carry on.
Week vowed to prosecute online criminality and has pushed social media companies to take action against the spread of false information. Social media has put rocket boosters under not just the misinformation, but the encouragement of violence, UK Home Secretary Yvette Cooper said Monday. He just sets the fires and watches them burn and then complains when the house goes up.
The thing is, like, you know, people like email like Elon, or anyone that's of, you know, of any kind of major influence. I'm not just talking influence, I'm talking, you know, major influence that can drop a tweet and this and that and no, they know these people are not fucking stupid, right? They know what they're saying, and they'll drop a tweet, and it's you know, and it has these fucking snowball effect, and you know, and people fucking read it in different ways, and it has massive ripples and massive effects. Should be held accountable. But the problem is people like Elon that fucking chuck the likes of Trump $40 million
a month,
exactly. I was just coming to that. A month. They ain't gonna touch them, are they? They of course they're not. Why would they? You know. So I mean, that goes back to the old saying, "Money fucking talks." But until people like that are just, you know, until they just go, right, we're gonna make a fucking example of you. Boom. It's not, you know, it's no one's going to do anything about it. These people just get away with it time and time again, and not even themselves. I mean, like I said, Elon's not stupid, but sometimes even he realizes quite maybe the lives that have fucking died as a result of something he said.
But you can imagine the tax break he's going to get if he can afford to give Trump $49 million a month for months and months. Imagine the tax break he's going to get if Trump gets it.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, that is he's already getting that money, like the money that people get for the subsidizing of electric cars. How much money do you think he's making off of that? Like those electric cars
for SpaceX. The Trump administration put SpaceX really at the federal teat. The amount of money that they make for the classified launches far exceeds that which they make for the unclassified launches. Citation Thunderfoot. So there's definitely something going on there. And he's using his social media platform to spread the disinformation, the lies, the unrest, and it's all towards one end, getting the governments that he wants. That is a total disgrace.
Go.
And we cannot carry on like this, she told BBC Radio 5 Live in an interview, adding that the police will be pursuing online criminality as well as offline criminality. During a cabinet meeting Tuesday, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said those involved in the riots in person and online will feel the full force of the law and be subject to swift justice, according to a readout seen by CNN. At the same meeting, Peter Kyle, the Minister for Science and Technology, said that in conversations with social media companies, he had made clear their responsibility to help stop the spread of hateful disinformation and incitement. X, Facebook owner Meta, and TikTok have not responded to CNN's requests for comment. It is unclear that the UK government has the tools to hold social media platforms accountable for their role in the riots. The UK's Online Safety Act, adopted last year, creates new duties for social media platforms, including an obligation to take down illegal content when it appears. It also makes it a criminal offense to post false information online, intended to cause non-trivial harm. But the
So does that mean all those globe denying dickheads out there need to be fucking criminally charged?
They
Well,
should be.
they probably should. I mean, it's demonstrable proof that the Earth is round.
Yeah.
You know,
But,
there'll
But they
never
don't
be a-
post. But they don't post to cause harm.
no,
Unlike Elon.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
As long as these influencers are allowed to carry on with their nonsense, what they think and their opinion that people listen to, there'll never be as long as religion exists, there'll never be a free and peaceful world. Simple as that.
No. People will continue to die in the name of their God until, well, who knows?
Or do dumb shit because an influencer told them to.
Yeah. The thing is, like, if you're an influencer, is one thing. You have a huge responsibility. If you're a professional athlete, like a footballer, you have a huge responsibility. Or boxer, I'm a boxer myself, so boxers, and they say dumb shit. That's one thing, okay? And that has a ripple effect on the people that know them. But then when you come to sort of the level of the likes of Elon Musk, I mean, the responsibility to, I mean, if I was, I'm not someone that tweets and that anyway. I just don't. I make videos about cocks and that's the end of it. That's my fucking online footprint. But if I was of someone like Elon, I would pay a professional to vet my fucking my tweets before I posted them, because you can't, as as someone like Elon Musk, you can't fucking be, what I mean, you can't be on the ball, and it's easy to just say something and then, like I said earlier, have a ripple effect, and as a result, ultimately, and people could actually lose a life because of something you said a couple of months ago or a few weeks ago, and you have no clue that that's happened, and there's not even really a direct link, but actually it is linked if you really break it down. So if I was in his position, I would have a fucking lawyer to vet what I'm putting out, so that I wouldn't land myself in hot water. But then it goes back to that, doesn't it? It doesn't matter, because when you're throwing fucking $49 million a month at a fucking presidential candidate, you could pretty much go and piss on the Queen and get away with it.
Yeah.
He did have a court-appointed Twitter sitter when he was just on Tesla and PayPal. He literally had a court-appointed Twitter sitter because the FCC wanted him to have one because he lied, and his dishonesty allowed him to get an enormous amount of money from the stock market.
Yeah,
And anyway, it's all about money, and it in the United States, right? All this disinformation and all the unrest that's being stirred up, it's because you have large corporations who look at Vladimir Putin's Russia, and what they see is a state-secured oligarchy. And that's what all this unrest is, just giant corporations wanting to have the government guarantee their profits and guarantee their lineages and guarantee everything. Just the corruption. So that's what's going on here. And this is what remains of the article from
Legislation
CNN.
is not yet in effect because the regulator in charge of upholding it, Ofcom, is still consulting on codes of practice and guidance. In a statement Monday, Ofcom said tackling illegal content online is a major priority. The watchdog expects the first set of duties under the new act regarding illegal content to go into effect from around the end of this year. Once the law is in place, Ofcom will be able to fine companies up to 10% of their global revenue. As part of our wider engagement with tech platforms, we are already working to understand what actions they are taking in preparation for these new rules, Ofcom added.
Zahid Mahmood, Rob Pacheta, and Lauren Kent contributed reporting.
It continued reporting what?
But contributed reporting, and that was a CNN article that was pre-recorded to make it easier for everybody.
Yeah, the AI voice was brilliant, really was.
Yep.
But
and everyone who.
Well, hey, world, us Brits, we have our fucking extreme fascism as well. Just so you don't know, just so you know, it's not a great place to live sometimes.
Have you seen the Dutch government at the moment? Fucking right with Nazi fuckers. Huh? What? Did I say that live on stream? Oops. Nope, not taking it back.
You know, Stan Lee said it best. Stan Lee said it best with that Spider-Man line. With great power comes great responsibility. And these people who crave the power have fucking zero responsibility.
Exactly.
It was Ben Parker that said that.
Yeah, it was written by Stan Lee.
It took a Marvel comic. It took a Marvel comic to talk fucking like sense. And sorry, I was actually I ain't gonna lie, I was in the toilet when you were talking about the AI voice. You're gonna have to send that across to me because I'm gonna write myself some saucy fucking notes and get. I ain't said that before.
It's all right.
But yeah,
come on, you're still dealing with a fucking drunk monkey here.
The world is fucked up wherever you look at it, and no one's concerned with what matters in the world. Protecting it, climate change, and all shit like that. People are selfish, and they're determined to fucking destroy it. They're not looking at the future. A lot of these people don't even have kids. You look at Trump. He's got kids, but does he care fucking one little bit about them little fuckers? No, he doesn't. He doesn't care.
Well, little fuckers. Well,
a nanny brought his kids up.
He wants to fuck them.
Well, they act like little fuckers. So does Trump, to be honest. He acts like a fucking baby. Calling people names.
We call the Trump boys Uday and Kusei or Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Either one will work.
My dad's my dad's bigger than your dad. He's Donald Trump. My dad's bigger than your dad. He beat your dad up with that's what they fucking sound like when they're doing interviews. Just fucking babies.
Yeah, because they've been babied and they still get babied.
And Ivanka, she sort of washed her hands. She probably realised that if she hung around more, her father wants to sleep with her. She probably got wise on that and said, "Fuck that," and sleep with that smelly orange prick. Not.
Yeah.
Because the guys are fucking wrong.
And if you're wondering, everybody, why you're listening to Americans, Dutch, and British trash Trump, well, it's because the same problems that exist in America exist everywhere else in the world.
Yeah, and as I mentioned yesterday on a stream, sorry, but like what I mentioned yesterday on a stream, like there is sometimes I get comments back on Twitter or Instagram like, "Oh, you're not even American. Why do you care?" Well, it's quite simple actually. Trump is not just a threat to America. If he comes to power, he's a threat to the whole fucking world.
Yeah, but he's not allowed to go to any of the countries. He's a convicted fella. He's not allowed in the UK anyway.
No, but he's got the big red button.
Yeah, he's going to bomb Mexico. We know that. Because he's a racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there have been threats of them invading the Netherlands because of the international court. Like, I believe if some have said, like, if
Oh, yeah. Trump.
if the Israeli president is getting is brought for the international court for war crimes, they will invade and free him.
I thought it's because Trump's got a fucking clog and tulip fetish.
No. Then let's make him happy. Let's make him happy. Yeah, some clogs for Trump. Yes, I've got a picture of clogs set up.
For Trump.
Have you know?
And that's an actual picture that I took myself. So
thing is, like, at the moment, no one wants to be president of the United States.
yeah.
It's,
It's a thankless job, and the only reason why Trump wants it is so that his ass can't be thrown in prison, which is going to happen if he loses. And
he shouldn't even be allowed to fucking run.
Yeah, the thing with Trump is he says the silent part out loud. You know exactly what he's going to do. He's never going to. He's going to become Generaldo or King Trump, and that's it. He'll never leave office. He'll make sure of that.
Well, he'll be like Putin. You can't get him out. You think?
Yeah, he literally fucking said that. Like, oh yeah, if you just vote for me, like, hey, then you don't have to vote anymore. Then we're done with that shit. Like, what the motherfuck?
I mean, come on, like, he claims, yeah, if I was in power, you know, I'd end the Russian-Ukraine war tomorrow. You know, I'm good friends with fucking North Korea, Kim Jong fucking Belen. It's like, come on, I mean, if you're good friends with this guy and you're saying, I mean, I don't believe what he says anyway, but he does say these things. You gotta think to yourself, fucking, come on, man. If that's your selling point, I'm mates with North Korea and I'd end the fucking Ukraine. You wouldn't end the Ukraine war.
Oh, he would. He would.
Just fucking keep your nose out, pal. We'll have a vodka.
And you know what?
You know,
he would hand the Ukrainians over to them.
Yeah.
You just cut off the aid and let it happen. And they wouldn't instantly end the war. It would just make it last longer. And he's promised to dissolve NATO, and I've got stuff going on in the background that's going to require my attention.
But yeah, these people, these influencers, you know, they pick up on the idiots. They prey on the idiots to just turn them into, you know, like-minded fucking buffoons, like your Tommy Robinsons of this world, or your Trumps, or your Putins, and all them people are just, and your Elon Musk. They just pick on the fucking stupid. You know, if you believe in a magic man in the sky, you're already a fucking idiot, or you're already easily convinced anyway. And
you're an idiot. You were right the first time, idiot.
This is why you get your religious extremism. Because if you were easily convinced then you can be easily convinced now on any.
Well, it's. Yeah, but there's also the thing, like, if you've been raised to believe one thing your entire life, then it's also likely that you will believe it.
Yeah, but
we are going to have to end the stream soon because there's things going on with elderly parents in the background.
All right.
Absolutely
okay.
Fine.
Okay.
I've got another 10 minutes left in me, so 10, 15 minutes. Should we say 9:30? My time. Yeah.
But even parents use indoctrination to teach their children, you know, don't touch the oven, it's hot. Don't. That's not chocolate. That's dog poop. Don't eat that. And don't run in front of parked cars. You know, we instill this in children. That's indoctrination. But when they say, you know, this guy built a magical fucking zoo boat that held 2 of every animal, and you know, it had no rudder and never died, and the earth was fucking flooded above the highest mountain and all. And kids, they are so easily. But there's people now who become born again Christians, like your flat earthers. They have to believe in a God because of the fucking dome.
Yeah,
because they, you know, there's no structure on this planet can cover it all with a fucking cake dish.
I mean, like, you know, religion. I'm an atheist, and I know sometimes, you know, you can really rub religious people up the wrong way by just telling your beliefs. You know, I don't believe any of that at all. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, there is not anything in this world that convinced me of any creator whatsoever. You know,
well, no idiot fucking could.
And I
the
think
Old Testament is like Lord of the Rings for stupid people.
Well, I was just about to say, and they claim that like the Bible is the word of God. So if that's the case, what right do people have to change it, to adapt it to modern civilization? Because obviously rape and fucking beatings and that's not allowed anymore. It's not, you know, it's not acceptable. Therefore, we can take that out the Bible and amend it to a New Testament. So like, you know, what if that is the word of God, which I know it fucking well isn't, but if that's the word of God, what right do we have as people to fucking anyway, we're going off track, but you get my drift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. If Sir
Very
Keir,
I don't think we. Yeah.
if Sir Keir Starmer is watching this, when Tommy Robinson gets back from wherever fucking beach holiday he's on, I'm sure he'll come back after the troubles end. Arrest that cunt, imprison him, and send him to Rwanda.
Oh, trust me, they'll be
a new
watching it
fucking
tomorrow.
life.
It'll be streamed in the Houses of Parliament. Our stream tomorrow. You watch.
I hope so.
Class.
Well, Mr. Prime Minister, just, you know, do what's right. Get rid of these domestic terrorists forever.
Thing is, though, at least we can count on the police and the British justice system in this country. I mean, this process is going to take years to deal with what's just happened to today. It's going to take fucking years and millions upon millions of pounds of taxpayers' money. But at least, you know, this country will do it. It's one of the few countries that when they say we will fucking prosecute each and every one of you, they mean it. They fucking mean it.
I'm
proud of that.
I'm not just the justice system, I'm the British people as well who condone this shit. Oh, sorry, don't condone this shit, and will stand up and say you're a bunch of fucking mugs. Get a fucking life. Leave these people alone.
Yeah, I'm proud of that.
Yeah, it's great being British, but not to witness these pricks.
No.
Going about their business just because they fucking need to. It's just so fucking annoying, and it's embarrassing, really.
It is embarrassing.
You know, to think, you know, we class ourselves as this diverse nation that are proud to be diverse and proud that the people that come here that to work and do their bit for, you know, society. We were forced into these communities that, you know, that no one, because of the odd few that are just nasty terms. So they think, oh, let's move to where some of our own people find it happy here. And they make these communities. It's like North London, Jewish North London. You know, they're forced to live up in Golders Green and Tottenham and around there because there's more of their kind, and it's a shame. They should be able to live wherever they fucking want and just be happy.
Yeah, they should, but you will find, even if they were happy, you will find that they will, you know, like birds of a feather flock together. I mean, certainly when I lived abroad, you know, you find sort of your expat community, and it very much sticks together, you know. and that just happens. But that's just the familiarity of certainly when you're living abroad. You know, I mean, I always tried to embrace where I was, but at the same time, it was also nice to be surrounded by likewise people, Brits, you know, Brits abroad and whatnot. But at the same time, I used to also be very embarrassed to be a Brit. Certainly, when I lived over, I did three and a half years in Gran Canaria, and that's obviously a holiday destination. And throughout the summer, it's the Brits. And then, like through the winter, you get your Italians and your Scandinavians and whatnot, and your Germans, and that would holiday more because there's not so many Brits abroad, you know, because they would go and they'd enjoy their holiday. We go, you know, I'm not speaking personally, but you know, Brits would be known to just going abroad, getting as fucked out of their faces as they can, and just being absolute bellends, and people don't want to be around that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. There's like a beef and all them fucking islands that the Brits invade.
Yeah.
And just drink because it's not even because it's cheap, because it isn't cheap to have a drink in Spain. There's no cheaper than it is you can find in Britain. But it's just the sun and that's it. Sun,
I'm on
sandals.
holiday. I'm getting on it.
Yeah, I'm going to drink for breakfast, and they're just pricks because they think they have an excuse. Yeah. They're the people that, you know, they not only they don't let the country, they do, but they let themselves down more than anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to we mentioned earlier about the football violence, and you know, you get into European competitions like Champions League and all that, and then and it's not so bad now, I know, as it was, you know, back in sort of like a couple of decades ago, or more.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, like, it's true. We would go abroad, and then there would be a big fucking like a big sort of national thing, and big thing made out of three fucking three Brits were fucking, one was killed and two were stabbed and one was critically injured, blah blah blah. And it's like, well, yeah, but like, not being funny, but if I was going to watch that football match, that wouldn't have happened to me.
No. Yeah, and don't forget, these are all cowards. They won't take up like boxing or anything to channel their anger. They're just cowards. They just pick on fucking little people. No one their own size or their own fucking rank in a boxing ring or a wrestling ring or, you know, a UFC ring or whatever. They won't do any of that. They just channel their anger on innocent people. It's fucking wrong. They're just really
yes, yeah, definitely.
They're all fucking cowards, each and every one of them. Oh, I've got a swastika tattoo. No tattoo artist worth his gold would fucking tattoo a swastika onto someone's body. Honestly, the guy who did that tattoo, unless he did, well, no, it looked professionally done. Especially the guy on all the videos, it looked professionally done. That tattoo artist should be equally responsible for that fucking guy's behavior.
Well, I think that should be illegal to tattoo a swastika.
Yeah, something offensive. I mean, in this country, you know, you can say something offensive. You can act inappropriately, and to wear a badge, to wear a badge to a tattoo, i.e., a tattoo that's offensive. What's the difference?
Yeah. Was it calling someone a cunt in the UK? It means totally different things.
Everyone.
Around the world.
Good love.
Everyone say good night.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night,
everyone.
I hope to see you. Thanks for coming.
Awesome stream. Awesome stream.
Yes, it'd be very good. Yeah. Well done.
Well,
and I hope to see as many of you as possible on Slimstream in about an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay.
An hour and 15 minutes.